Okay, this is a female Texas horn lizard, about 43, 44-ish grams in southern Wichita Falls, and snout to vent length is got 94.6 millimeters, and I'm going to run her over to her likely habitat, her likely origin, a couple of streets over. And this is a first for me. Other than Shepherd Air Force Base, first confirmed horn lizard sighting within Wichita Falls proper. Okay, so we're over just inside the gate here of the habitat, the area that I thought was going to be viable habitat. Found some horn lizards about 15 yards or so inside the gate. So undoubtedly this is where she came from, and what I'm just doing right now is looking for evidence of the density of colonies, like if there are multiple colonies nearby, which undoubtedly there's going to be. There we go. See, we've got another one right here, and this is usually like what I was telling the gentleman here who's a finder, looking for areas of less dense vegetation, undergrowth that's easy for them to move in, creosote and mesquite. This is sort of the type of habitat they live in. And if I can find some harvester ant colonies, about 2 to 3 or so within 50 to 75 yards. So that's 2 colonies within a real close proximity. And I'm fairly confident this is the area that she came from, that you couldn't ask for, especially inside of, is this inside the city limits here?
Pretty much still, yeah.
You really couldn't ask for a better horn lizard habitat, anyways, around here, anywhere near the city. And we're lightening up on the cover here. It's a little more open here. That's looking good. I'm thinking we'll just drop her right back over there, and yeah, by those 2, and let her make her way from there. Their home ranges, their territories are, she would have likely grown up and lived her whole life here, within a couple of hundred square meters or so. So she's undoubtedly, this is just right, 150 yards from your house or so. She grew up around here, and she's a mature female. That's I'd estimate her probably 5 to 6 years old, at least. She could be older.
How old is it?
Well, that varies. Their lifespans, if something bad doesn't befall them, they don't get into an accident or get caught by a predator, I feel like they're capable of living 10 to 12 years or more. But I'm going to drop her at that second one, because it's just a little farther in. I also know there was a case of one. It was a different species, but it was a flat-tailed horn lizard that's native to a little bitty part of California and Arizona. Oh, there we go. And that one lived with, I think that was an adult when it was caught, but there was actually a Swiss herpetologist named Bertrand Bauer. And he took it back to Switzerland, and that horny toad lived 18 more years.
Wow. I thought they don't do well in captivity.
Well, if you know what you're doing, they do. But with most people, they don't. Not even zoos usually can get this right. You really have to be a specialist. You really have to be an expert for that to happen. That's not, if just Joe Blow gets one and tries to decide to keep it in an aquarium as a pet. No, it's typically when I talk to these people, and like say they're out of state or whatever, and I can't do anything about it, and they're going to keep it as a pet. You know, that horned lizard's not going to live, you know, 3 to 6 months. About 90% of them are going to be dead. So yeah, they usually don't live but a matter of months in captivity with people that really don't know what they're doing. If you know what you're doing, which is really, really rare, yeah, you can keep them longer, but really, if they live outside and like an outdoor enclosure, that's the best thing for them. But most people that are making them pets are going to put them in an aquarium, and no, its lifespan is highly limited at that point. So yeah, they're just. And this species here, the Texas horned lizard, I've got experience with. There's 8 species native to the United States. I've got experience keeping 6 of them. And the Texas horned lizard species here, this is about the hardest one in captivity, like, because they stress so much. They're like the hardest to keep alive. And I don't like keeping them, you know, unless I absolutely have to, or there's something wrong with them or something. They just, you know, I'll try to do whatever I can to turn them right back out there, because they don't do well. They stress so much. So, but there she's moving off. And so, just kind of, if she sees the ants, I'm trying not to blind her with the light, but there's enough light she can see the ants. And usually what they'll do, they'll find a little vegetation, you know, to hide, crawl up near the base of it and hide.
Oh, okay.
And they've even been seen, though, too. Some of them, they'll climb up in these short mesquite bushes. Sometimes people will see them, you know, up in the bush.
Well, there's a good possibility that she came after water, maybe?
Well, we've had a pretty good bit of rain in too. They also, these ants they eat, every time they eat one of these ants, they get a little bit of hydration from them.
Oh.
You know, because the ants contain, a little,
whatever that is.
The ant venom. When they break it down, it contains a little bit of water in there.
Oh.
So, and horned lizard her size, she would eat, you know, 100, 200 ants a day. If, you know.
Apparently she ain't hungry.
No, well, yeah, and it's after dark too, so.
Oh.
But she'll take up eating again in the morning. I could feel in her belly, in her intestine there, that she had something pretty big there that she's probably gonna deposit in the morning. So she was definitely eating over there.
All kinds of bugs over there.
I wish I had like a red lens or something. Go ahead and leave her right here. Let her settle in for the night. Good night, sweetie.